If you are wondering what this is, or you're wondering what this entirety of this type of series of video is, congratulations. I'm doing a stream of analog horror. So if you want to be in the next, maybe you want to join us in for the next analog horror series, or you have a suggestion for an analog horror series for me to analyze in the future, do come. And do tell us, like, what series you want me to interact with, in a sense. So, if you don't know what essentially this is, also, by the way, you could see, like, what I've been watching over this way. You could see, like, yeah, a bit more Jordan. I don't know who that person is. Essentially, what this series is me exploring and giving explanations to some of the stuff in analog horror series in general. I can get scared by these kind of series because that's the whole focus. But I'm going to be more analytical than I think more, passive people that watch this series and kind of like enjoy these series kind of things. Because I've done this before. Essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm trying to like microanalyze as much as possible of any of this to try to make sure that like people that are watching this understand my feelings and my position on some of this stuff, and other people can understand like, wait, how did he get to this conclusion? Like, how did these like lead to that conclusion? There are 10 tapes to the Graylock series. We're gonna be having music in the background of the Silent Hill 2 franchise just to like add atmosphere. But essentially, we will be diving into this series. If I get spooked, I might just turn down the volume, or I might like start playing the video slower just to make sure I don't have much of an issue. But for what we have here, we have what we can. But I don't think it should be too bad, and if I do, I will get pissed. But I don't think so. So let's see what we can find. So first things first, we'll start with video 01 from the series of what is this? From the series of, that's called Graylock, right? Yeah, Graylock. As you can see, there are depictions on this series. There is a 10 video playlist over here, so there's only 10 videos in correspondence. So there's only 10 we can have to watch here. So what is Graylock? No idea. Jumping in, starting to like look at the series. I saw like some type of analysis on this, but I'm gonna do it like a bigger deep dive myself right now. So let's start off with the first video and see essentially what this is all about. Alright, I'll turn off the Silent Hill 2 music. Let's start us off.
Primary systems online. Meeting sequence complete. Emergency shutdown protocols disengaged. System was offline for time code 0106.
System was closed for how long?
0106. Complete. Emergency shutdown protocols disengaged. System was offline for time code 0106.
Time code 0106. So January 1st? No, January 6th. Or it would be, depending on what type of, it's based on America, right? Because if this is based on America, those kind of numbers would mean that essentially the time code would be either. There's two reasons what type of like time code it would be. Let's continue on.
Contact technician for assistance. Welcome to Single USA Enhanced Access Operations.
Okay, I couldn't hear that too well. What the fuck? What is this company called?
Welcome to Single USA Enhanced Access Operations. USA Enhanced Access Operations. Welcome to Single USA Enhanced Access Operations.
Well,
Welcome to Single USA Enhanced Access Operations.
welcome to single.usa.sting operations. Okay, that's probably the name of a specific company that's associated with this project. So, I mean, we're given a company name, I think, so far. Might come up in the future. SD? I wouldn't know.
Please enter your clearance credentials. Error. These credentials are not recognized. Clearance credential requirement overridden. Administrator privileges granted. Welcome back, unknown user ID.
So, either we found this information in the future. Specifically, we are an investigation group that has found information on whatever GRAYLOCK is back online. So something okay. GRAYLOCK was a program or something based on a computer that was offline for roughly half a month, I'm guessing. Depending on like when. Hold on, is there like information in the description? No. No, there is not. Also, you know, the comments. I'm gonna be like not reading the comments. I'm gonna try to keep like myself to just the video. But so far, doesn't seem like any specifics. But okay, information has been found. There doesn't seem to be any login credentials that this person is using, and what they're using instead seems to be bypassing that need. What do they use?
What would you like to do? What would you like to do? Welcome back, unknown user ID. What would
Okay, so they just like completely bypass the need for a account for any of this, like because this seems to be employee only information, but they bypassed that, and I'm guessing they bypassed it by using specific information that lets them not need an employee user ID in any type of capacity, because this seems like be from the far future, where none of this has been enabled. We have heard in the early part of the video that this has been a while since any of the system has been turned online. So this probably is a data harvesting that people are doing because all of this information has just been locked down due to it not being able to be accessed for a long while.
you like to do? Accessing
So search something was said. I don't know exactly what the words have been said, but search something.
archival storage form, GBS.
Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. I got to do this the touchy way. Fatal. Okay, let me. Fatal error. Int uh contact on-site technician immediately. Fatal error. Int cameras location. Diff file. Offline. Okay. Offline. Location. Morgue. I think it says morgue. Oh, let me crank up the like the yeah, wait, are we the highest? Okay, here we go. I think it does say morgue. So contact on-site technician immediately. Fatal error. Int internal camera location morgue. So this is camera
Data
footage?
extraction initiated. Data extraction, 10% complete. Data extraction, 4% complete.
Again, the same type of noting. I'm thinking. I hope that was the same noting. If it wasn't,
Data
I think it was.
extraction, 80% complete.
Again, this seems to be the
Data
scavenge team.
extraction complete. All
Hold on. How do we already have what?
data extraction complete.
How do we already have it complete? Excuse me.
Data extraction, 80% complete.
Okay, it's 80. Never
Data
mind. I was.
extraction complete. All data extracted to error, no.
Okay. So we have a name. We have a name. Wrong button apparently.
Error, no. Data extraction. Data extraction complete. All data extracted to error.
Okay. I'm looking through the name. Simo DYA. So this, yeah, that was the name of the company they were mentioning. Simodyne. Simodyne. Simodyne USA. Okay. Seems like this company is behind a lot of this stuff. I don't know if this is the extraction team specifically, but again, this entire project has been shut down for like, I'm guessing roughly either some years or several months, judging by what the computer has been talking about specifically. Because it was turned on recently. It was shut down as a project, and this project was not revived whatsoever until someone had to do data extraction to recover any type of information connected to the site. So what we're exploring here is a data collection team having some issues collecting data from an old server of Simo Dia USA. This, in other words, a future video from this company. What have we learned so far? That's what we learned so far. We are collecting data from a company that's been completely vanquished and unable to be online for the longest while. That's what I think so far. Next video should be number 2. As you can see, I watched this video. Let's see here, part 2.
Dear believers, when men pursue evil, it is evil that they will find. Mark my words, there is no good that can come from the pursuit of darkness. Let me read to you, dear believer, the words of the late brilliant Charles Spurgeon, who discussed this at length in a sermon all the way back in 1864. He said, quote, "Our adversary, the devil, goes about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour."
Okay, so if it's anything like Gabriel, or specifically the what was that series called? The Mandela Catalog. If it's anything like that series, the connection to a Christian or Catholic belief systems should have some type of implication of like what should affect a series. I'm assuming. So I'm expecting some of these passages that they're like quoting, or specifically information that they're like speaking out, are connected some way to some of the literature they're like speaking out above.
We are taught by our Lord,
Like it has to connect in some way.
do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. What we are taught to seek or shun in prayer, we should equally pursue or avoid in action. Very warily, therefore, should we endeavor to avoid temptation, seeking to walk in the path of obedience, so that we may never be guilty of tempting the devil to tempt us.
I wonder why specifically he chose this passage. I wonder why specifically he chose this passage to speak about. There's something with this passage that connects to all this. Obedience, that so we may never be guilty of tempting the devil to tempt us. We are not to enter the thickets. Avoid temptation, but to walk the path of obedience, so that we never may be guilty, and the devil to be tempting us. I'm guessing it's something specifically to.
In search of the lion. We may pay dear.
Oh, so they skip an entire passage there. So there's something, probably something else with that passage that is being left out. Something specifically to do with that and this series. I mean, that's what I'm guessing. That you wouldn't just insert a generic like Christian hymn for no reason, right? That's odd. No, go back. What is this? Okay. Okay. I'm getting thoughts right now, like, but I don't have enough evidence to like essentially just say that because there seems to be a lot of differences between it and something else. I'm giving like a few thoughts, but I think I want to see more before I start giving out my opinions here. Okay, I'm saying this now. These white specks. This shit isn't normal. Hold on. Recording uranium images. So, I don't know if like I could probably show this. There's videos of like what happens when you record uranium. Something radioactive through a microphone. So, see the noise on the camera when I open it? Okay, so just saying this to anyone in chat, do not try this at home at all. Do not buy radioactive material. Do not play with radioactive material. This is just to show you what I'm like thinking right now. So, upstream has star herders. The fucking refresh. Okay. Can I not see this video? Let me see this video. Okay. So, this is radioactive material. So, I want you to look at the camera. What's happening to the camera? You see what's happening? Now, if you don't know, electromagnetic material, well, not electromagnetic, radioactive material in general fucks up a lot of type of electronics and screws with it to such a degree that it causes some issues. There is a video I specifically was trying to look for. Let's see if he'll show it right now. But let's see if it comes up. But like specifically, there is a point in the video where, okay, see how bad it gets? Like, do you see how bad it gets? So, if you don't know what this is, the more radioactive a material is, the more it's going to screw up with the screen. And as you could see here, we're seeing white specks across the screen and how the entire footage just gets very muffled. I assume it might be for a, essentially like a weird look to the camera. But I'm thinking, because I see a lot of blood here, that shit is radioactive. Whatever this creature is, and it like, I thought this the first time I saw this in general, especially when I saw the white specks. People like screwing around with like stuff like this. Let's see if I can find gamma rays. But yeah, I'm just essentially thinking like, that shit is extremely radioactive. There's no way in hell people have that kind of stuff and are okay with handling this kind of stuff when it could be extremely radioactive. And look at all the specks on the screen that specifically pop up on like the blood. Foreign. Okay. What? A shooting spell? I thought I heard a shooting spell. Yeah, again, look what's happening on the camera. I can't understand any of that. Like, I couldn't understand any of that.
Face to face with the devil himself, whether we intended to or not, dear believer. We are drawn to him by our own hearts. In Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, it says, "For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, slander." There is a shadow nested deep within our hearts, within our minds, in a place most
Why did the character freeze here?
don't even know exists within themselves. The devil is gonna call.
Is there something here?
Depths, dear believer. And though you may tremble,
is there
before
something
the
here?
beast, you should make it easier on yourself and accept what it is that he bestows upon you.
Ooh, that is loud. Okay, I was about to comment on what the section he was talking about. Like, because I've seen some of the series before, and the passage he was just talking about kind of like makes it seem that holy shit, that connects to a lot. Again, like the radioactive material is active again, and like it only happens when the subject matter is being talked about. Like look at the screen, like the white specks, the changing waving video. Like I'm not wrong. This stuff is connected. I'm assuming it is. Also, by the way, I'm just gonna say this out loud. If you are scared of stuff and you think driving really fast is gonna help, it doesn't. Don't do that. It'll like actually get your car hit. Just try to make sure you're calm when you're doing that kind of stuff. Because like if you're like against the bear and the bear is running at you, the bear can run over your shit. Like you ain't making it out. But I'm gonna speak this out right now. I think there's something to do with radioactivity in that. Like specifically something radioactive or something different is connected to all this. Can I like stop being recommended this video? I get it. I watched the series. Like I don't not interested right now. So that was video 2. We'll do video 3 here. So what is this? Orientation protocols, GRAYLOCK, analog core video. Yep. I'm gonna say this. It's connected to radioactivity. Specifically, that entire video seemed to be talking about how the person is the one that wills it. And if you know what happens in this video, which I think I listened to this one the best, is that, yeah, it's the person that does it.
Greetings, and welcome to the Preconditional Protocols and Orientation video system provided by Unit 13 as part of the United States Army and Project Stargate, created in partnership with Semiodyne USA.
There's that name again. Semiodyne. Oh, so their name is Semiodyne. Weird. Okay, what the hell does Semiodyne mean? Semiodyne. Meaning. I feel like that word should mean something, no? Like, I feel like it would mean something.
All of us here at Unit 13, congratulations on your selection as one of our testing candidates. You likely have a lot of questions, and this video is designed to answer them all. First,
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna like pause right here to just like speak about it. If you are making a video, specifically a series about like an orientation video to add people to a series, I don't think having something sound very spooky would be a good call to make people feel like they should work in your facility. Granted, this is an orientation video. Hello there, Ghost Killer. Hello there, Soul. This is an orientation video. There was never going to be a chance that like that people are going to care specifically about your opinion on this. So you're going to get fucked either way. Also, hello there, chat. I didn't see you there until now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello there, Ghost Killers. Well, to you too. This is being recorded, so keep on your best behavior for YouTube. I would hope.
Go over some background information to provide you with the crucial context you'll need for a full understanding of what it is we're doing at Unit 13. We are sure you've heard plenty of rumors surrounding what it is that we do, but we are willing...
Okay, so, reminder again. This is in the past. This is an orientation video in the past, because we're in the future. We already saw that there was a video dedicated to extracting information from the company. This company is defunct. Either the company is defunct or specifically a area in the Semiodyne workspace has been shut down completely, and people have like it's been shut down for such a long time that people have broken in and specifically harvested information on the company. So again, this video doesn't apply anymore to anyone that's still working at the facility, but it used to. So these are the practices they used to do.
To bet that most everything you've heard is wrong. Being a highly confidential part of Project Stargate, which you've already been briefed on, Unit 13 studies a revolutionary and promising area of parapsychology. Thought forms. If you're which
Project
you've already been
Stargate?
briefed on. Unit 13 studies a revolutionary and promising area of parapsychology.
Parapsychology. Okay, let me look up parapsychology. Parapsychology. Okay, let me let's do that. Parapsychology. The study of mental phenomena that is excluded or inexplicable by orthodox scientific physiology. Hypnosis, telepathy. Oh, so essentially the study of mental imagination? More or less, I'm guessing.
Thought forms. If you're unfamiliar with what thought forms are, that's okay. You're in the majority. So, what are thought forms? Through the ages, occultists and spiritualists, Tibetan monks to theosophists, have exercised the creation of what is sometimes referred to as a tulpa, otherwise known as
What? I thought that was a joke. What? I guess I wasn't paying attention when I was looking at this the first time. The fuck is a tulpa? Well, that's new. Alright, guess we're looking up something else. The fuck is a tulpa? Being an object created from the imagination, visualization, and techniques such as the Tibetan mysticism. Huh? Oh wow, there's like an entire series about this. Okay, like what? I always heard this word as a joke. What do you, huh? Origins of Buddhist, Nirmanakaka Akaya, as written as Sulpa. The earthly bodies of the Buddha manifests in order for those who have not reached nirvana, and the Western understanding of the tulpas are developed in the 20th century by European mystical explorers who interpreted the idea of independency from the Buddhahood. So this is a recent 20th century. Yeah, this is a recent creation. This is not something old. This is something recent, based on Buddhist teachings. Okay.
a thought form. A thought form is the manifestation of a person's will, emotion, or other deeply psychologically energized state into a semi-physical form, existing.
I mean, is that what it said? A being or object created from imagination of visualization techniques. I guess that would make sense. Again, it is an imaginary friend. It seems like it.
As not only an extension of the person, but as its own independent and sentient entity. Thought forms are also able to be witnessed and experienced by third parties and are
Okay. So this is the part where I'm like a big skeptical on like what a tulpa is, because like if you don't know, people actually believe this kind of stuff. And this is why I would like to have like a bigger Twitch chat so I can understand like people's experiences with tulpas. Like I would like to see some people that like say like I've experienced this, I've not experienced this, I've had thoughts on this, so I can have a discussion on like what a tulpa is. So how about you guys in the comments that are watching this video? Have you ever experienced what a tulpa is? And if you have, how did you manifest that? Because these aren't things you can just like see. No, these are stuff you have to believe in and have that belief create something. Because you cannot experience this alone. You have to believe in this, and that someone needs to tell you what this thought form is for you to also believe in it. I watched a video series called Who is Lila? And if you ever play that video game, Who is Lila? It talks about tulpas all on its own, or government projects, or specifically connections towards the occult that has to do with imagination, and how that imagination can create a being that is able to latch on to people's realities. So essentially, there's multiple ways this can be interpreted, is what I'm trying to like push forward. Because tulpas themselves are not locked into like one set category of a subject could and would be. They could be anything. They could even be a being that has latched onto this imagination you created for them to manifest themselves in that imagination you created for them. So, let's say it's the soul of a rat. You want to imagine yourself a cool little pet buddy that is crawling around your fingers and, playing with you and making you feel like, oh, doing cool knife techniques with my little cool rat buddy. But the soul of that rat was actually uh, a squirrel that was electrocuted recently and died in a power line. They can take the form of this little rat buddy imagination you've given to them, but essentially they aren't that rat. They are originally a squirrel that has latched on to the that has latched on to the imagination you have brought into them of being a rat buddy. That is one way a tulpa can be manifested. Another way is that they are a being only created by your own imagination, which is, the rat buddy analogy again, but nothing to do with souls. Essentially, they are a manifestation of your own creativity given form. Another way to be interpreted, I wouldn't know any other ways other than the ones I've already pushed forward, because like I had to learn this specifically from Who is Lila and try to find out like what are these all connected towards, because like it also comes to the whole category of like, what if a huge amount of people believed in this one solid subject of this special rat buddy, like this special cool little rat buddy? What if they all believed in it and it somehow was real? That would be the third type, where enough belief can actually make it a reality. Like you could just have an imaginary friend and go like, oh, I remember my imaginary friend, little Billy. But if you keep telling your little friend, little Billy, to a bunch of like very gullible people, sooner or later, Billy's going to become physically real.
Not limited solely to the person
I'm
who
assuming.
developed them.
I mean, that's why they're
Thought
talking
forms
about
have
this.
been formed to serve as familiars, companions, or even friends to those who conjure them. According to key literature, thought forms can be intentionally formed by a single person or multiple people, though they can be unintentionally formed as well. But they are always manifested through the deep will and focus of a person in a considerably heightened state of connectivity with their own consciousness. Traditional thought forms can vary widely in their level of influence in the real world. While they usually take physical formations eventually, their earliest stages are more apparitional in nature, with brief manifestations, though most often remaining as an unseen essence, much like a phantom or a ghost. At this phase,
Okay. Now, so far, I'm seeing what the series is breaking down. I'm seeing essentially what's being pushed forward. If anyone else in the chat wants to like push up like any comments that they have like opinions on, please do like speak out. I would love to hear your thoughts on this kind of stuff. But specifically, this also comes into like question of the idea of like what a tulpa is and how it's been like manifesting and how it like affects genuinely what people do mentally when they have to like consider these subject matters. Thought form or ghost, essentially, again, kind of goes back to the whole argument. How is the footage being radioactively like affected if that footage is, do these have powers? Like, I guess humans in this reality, specifically this reality of humanity, have the ability to create radioactive ghosts that affect camera like connectivity, or specifically humans in this reality have very powerful thought waves that can manipulate themselves into ideas and become sentient beings. That's what I'm thinking so far.
and ghosts are very similar in a number of ways. Individuals can make contact with them through communication devices, such as a Ouija board or through EVP sessions, while the thought form may respond through moving objects, manipulating electronics, or even speaking words in short phrases. Due to their striking similarities, a current theory established by Unit 13 suggests that what we know as ghosts may not be as common as we once believed. Rather than a deceased person's energy being left behind after death, it's possible, and indeed likely, that these paranormal entities are actually thought forms that are unintentionally created by those individuals that the deceased has left behind, who spend inordinate amounts of time in deeply emotional states, where their mental capacity is largely occupied by a powerful focus on the departed individual.
That disproves my entire theory about the spirit of a rat being. Yeah, um, they're completely removing the fact of ghosts. Like, ghosts have been removed as a feature. There's no such thing as a ghost in this universe. They clear that up completely. Because they just flat out said, there is no such thing as ghosts. because all that exists in this reality is specifically thought forms created by people's own thoughts through harsh emotional connections towards whatever the being they created is, or the deep connections that they have in their own mental ability to create something out of nothing. So essentially, if you die in this universe, you will not create a ghost. Another being with your memories that has existed will create you, will be created in your same image, but it will not be you. It'll be a copy, not an exact copy, because it's based on someone's thought of you. So they're going to probably think the best imaginary way of you and who you are compared to what you could be as a person. So if you have flaws, the ghost or the thought form in this sense might not have those flaws because maybe the person doesn't know about those flaws. But essentially, you will just be a phantom that has the similar characteristics or similar looks and thought abilities. So essentially, if like you don't like butter, this thought form of you created by someone that deeply knows you will know, oh yeah, you don't like butter. Why would you like butter? But if they forgot about something like you specifically hate hiking, they take you for a hike, and it seems like your thought form doesn't care about that. But someone else that does know that like, oh yeah, that's not you, because that's just a copy of you. Because in this sense, no one can hijack a thought form because there's no way you could hijack a thought form when you are a ghost. Because there's no such thing as ghosts in this universe. They are thought forms.
In other words, as these are the ideal conditions from which thought forms are born, people may very well create their own ghosts and hauntings. However, as more time and energy is invested into the development of the thought form, they begin to harness more influence on their environment, until eventually exhibiting a semi-permanent physical appearance, and, in due course, becoming as tangible as a living creature. This is where Unit 13's interest comes in. We've sought to answer a very important question. Can thought forms be created in a manner that would benefit American society and help keep American citizens safe? Unfortunately, the practice of intentionally creating a thought form by traditional methods would undoubtedly take years and years of devout mental training. So, Project Stargate has enlisted a world-renowned authority in thought forms, a man named Dr. Bernard Hayes, to oversee a number of the operations related to.
I like what they're calling this, by the way. It's Project Stargate. If you don't know what a Stargate is, let me pull up what a Stargate is. Stargate. Images. So essentially what a Stargate is, it's a connection to an entirely new world. So you could see why they're calling it Project Stargate. Because essentially it's creating a portal to an entirely new universe that they are trying to like get as much information from it as possible so that they can have like a direct connection with it and not have any issues pulling out all that information that is deep inside of the Stargate. And it's cool, but I will say this. It is a slippery slope to call something Project Stargate when essentially this is not an alternate universe. This is our own reality where we're creating new realities for ourselves to enjoy. A better thought about this would be like mental enslavement protocol. Like, because essentially what we're creating is like new mental slaves or mental warriors or some type of like some type of like like being creating program.
Unit 13's work. His participation has been invaluable and has brought fruitful results to the project. Due to Unit 13 and Semiodyne USA's combined efforts, bringing together some of the most prestigious minds in the world, specializing in the sciences of the human consciousness, with cutting-edge technology and engineering methods, we've created a groundbreaking, proprietary invention. Introducing the Thought Form Manifester. The Thought Form Manifester is able to create truly independent and self-sustaining thought form entities from the minds of select, willing participants. Being that they come from the deepest recesses of the human mind, thought forms can appear in virtually any configuration. They could look like a person, an object, an animal, or even something as abstract as the physical representation of an emotion.
Okay. That's a bad idea. Like, that's just a really bad idea. I mean, I can't be the only one to like just say, this is a terrible idea. Do you understand what like creating a system in place that harvests the person's human emotions to such a deep and connected are like okay, flat out. Here's an example. Let's say you have been repressing a huge amount of anger towards your neighbor Billy for leaving the fridge open. So much that to some point you have a thought in your head that specifically just wants to see him die. It's such a deep repressed anger that you don't want to push forward, but you know it's something petty, but you don't want to be a mean asshole and maybe have him hurt. This machine will create that being and have him killed. Again, not of your choice, because this is based on your deep recesses of your emotions. This is just waiting to be exploited and waiting to have an issue come up. That this won't end well. Creating a system in place that harvests your deepest emotions instead of emotions you want to control is just asking for like the worst stuff to happen. Because you cannot control what's deeply emotionally controlling of you. So essentially, if you are sad, and that sad emotion gets multiplied, you create a sadness being that probably just manifests your need for like either quote unquote attention or your massive depression, so everyone else can feel that depression that you're carrying on your own heart. And this machine will just push that forward as a real being. This is just asking to be exploited and asking for issues to be created down the line because of your own imagination being at work. This is a bad idea. Flat out, this is a terrible, terrible idea. But let's see where it goes from here.
That being said, it's recommended to brace yourself before touring the thought form chambers, as thought forms can also take on appearances that could be considered disturbing, like a creature one might see in a childhood nightmare. There's no reason to be afraid, however. All thought
I guess with
forms are
proper
docile by
training.
nature, and while they may look or behave in a frightening manner, and though they are capable of making physical contact, they pose no threat to humans. Once your session in the thought form manifester is completed, your thought form will be securely transported directly into a containment chamber. Thought forms are unable to pass through the barrier of and will not be capable of causing you any issues. There are some very rare potential side effects that may result from your session. These side effects include increased tiredness, loss of balance, dizziness, insomnia, vomiting, episodes of temporary amnesia, and mild hallucinations. These side effects, if present, will clear up within 72 hours of your session.
I'm going to say this right now. The fact that a factor in this is mild hallucinations is a problem. I know this like affects your brain. And I know a lot of this stuff just mentally affects you. But the fact that we know in this universe that through harsh mental emotions you can create tulpas or tulpas can be manifested, the fact that mild hallucinations is even a factor in all of this is a terrible, terrible idea. Because creating hallucinations at whatsoever can just create them into actual tulpas, and those actual tulpas can become actual like threats to the facility. Even if they have the inability to collect and be able to restrain existing tulpas or imagination creations, this is like you need to immediately after creating this device shut down the patient, like sedate them immediately and give them like some type of like drug that forces them to calm the hell down. There should be zero ability for them to have like any type of imagination reprieve of hallucinations, because in any kind of capacity they can create a hole in your containment series for having those tulpas escape. This is just asking for danger. Like mild hallucination should never be a like factor in any of this.
And are simply signs of your brain recalibrating to the real world. It is recommended you refrain from driving or operating heavy machinery for 72 hours after your session, even if you experience no side effects. None of these side effects should cause you any harm or overt stress, and former testing candidates who have experienced these side effects reported that they were very mild and merely a transient inconvenience. With all that out of the way, we are looking forward to your participation with Unit 13, and your time in the Thought Forum Manifester has been scheduled. However, there are several required mind exercises as a part of this video system that must be completed prior to your scheduled date in order to prime your consciousness and ensure the highest quality results. Please enter the video cassette labeled TF2, Waking Your Subconscious, now. This is the end of this tape.
Tape TF2. I feel like there's a video we haven't seen specifically connected to this, because I would not. Maybe there's an unlisted video called TF2 called "Awakening Your Subconscious." I wouldn't be too comparatively like shocked if that was the case. But that would be a case again. Like this entire the entire development of this, like all of this is all types of like this is just asking for danger. Like straight up, you are not doing something good by letting any of this manifestation work exist. Like you're doing something flat out bad. This stuff shouldn't exist whatsoever. Like you're doing a bad job because of the mental manipulation you're pushing on to like your people. Also, what is happening here? You guys not see my mouse on this, by the way? Hold on, let me see if I can capture cursor is on. I don't think you guys can see my cursor. It's fine. Here's the footage manipulation, so I'm guessing a being is here because of how it manipulates the footage. But again, this could also be radioactivity, or specifically it could be just the being itself manipulating the information that's being presented with this screen. Something coming from a closet. No, it's outside, because that's a windowsill. Was that just the person, like, outside someone's house, like, trying to look to get inside? Because it seems like that's what this person is doing. Trying to break into someone's house. Because they're not inside their own home. They're outside trying to break in. Unexpected visitors, GRAYLOCK, tape 4. Okay. Are they trying to detail scratches on like a door or claw marks against their like wooden frame? Again, look, you see white specks on the screen. Those are thought forms. Are they? They have to be, right? Like, there's no way they would cause those white, like, specks, because, again, it's radioactivity, I'm guessing, right? Is the darkness a thought form? I guess the fear of the darkness wouldn't be that far-fetched to be a thought form, correct? Again, it feels like they're trying to break in. Again, we keep seeing the same door over and over and over again. know, I might be crazy about the whole like white specks on the screen, but like, you know, the radioactivity makes me feel like, yeah, it could be right. Yeah, I mean, I could give my analysis on that, but I don't think it would make much sense. Just people screaming. I mean, they're breaking in. I'm guessing this person just like beat the shit out of them.
I'd like to thank my producer, my writers, my director, my friends, and you, the ordinary people who made me what I am today.
Max Headroom premieres after Moonlight.
Okay, there's no way he just said that and not expected us to have a connection with that, right? The people that created me today. Like, that's essentially what we've been talking about this entire time. What does Max Headroom have a connection to any of this? Well, and what type of connection could they all have? There had to be something specifically, right? There's something connected to all of this. That's what I'm getting.
Tomorrow.
They did love me.
They love me. Okay. Oh.
We interrupt our current program at the request of the Massachusetts State Police. This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. All normal broadcasting has been discontinued during the emergency. This station will broadcast official information, news, and instruction for northern Berkshire County, Massachusetts, after the following tone.
At 3:34 a.m., Massachusetts State Police confirmed the presence of a potential group of active and unidentified home invaders who have targeted 49 residences since approximately 11:15 p.m. last night. The attacks appear to be random, spanning across the towns of North Adams, Cheshire, Savoy, and Windsor. Residents are urged to take the following actions immediately. Wake all occupants of your home. Lock all doors and windows. Close all curtains and blinds. Gather in a secure area of your home where multiple exits are available to prevent yourself from being cornered. Additionally, residents are urged to arm themselves with a blunt object or firearm if available and licensed. Only resort to self-protection if a suspect has entered your home, poses an active threat to you or your family, and you are unable to escape safely. If you're
Okay. So, the Emergency Broadcast Network put down a warning, and now the police is being authoritative and telling them they need to protect themselves. Something is out there, and it is hunting people down. We just saw footage of that. Do you think thought forms have the ability to? Because did we just see a break-in like take place? Because that person like broke into someone's house. Is that the thought form that's trying to like go to people's homes? And I mean, that's why the footage was all fuzzy at all times. I'm guessing the thought form was like hurting its own camera, trying to make sure. I mean, that would also explain some of the darkness that was just appearing and flickering on the screen. What we're seeing was a thought form breaking in and using the footage itself, or using its own manipulation to record what it's doing to other people, which is gross.
currently away from home, we are urging you not to return home at this time. Shelter in place where you are. If you are currently not in a secure area or in a vehicle, immediately head to your closest 7-Mart. Each 7-Mart location is currently being used as a safe area and as police stationed for your protection. Remain in your secure area until the threat has been resolved. Police are currently unable to determine a physical description of any of the assailants involved in these attacks. It is strongly advised you do not open your home to anyone you do not intimately recognize. Do not attempt to search for or engage with any suspects. The suspects are considered armed and extremely dangerous. Do not leave your secure area unless necessary. This is for your safety. Law enforcement will be armed and patrolling your area. Interfering with this investigation could result in lethal force being inadvertently.
So not listening to this will consider lethal force a choice. So this is like footage of someone in the house. Applause. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. Is something out there? What caused that flash on the screen? Applause. Yeah. Interesting. Let me look through this real quick. Let me do moving over here. Do a pause. Move this over here. Now what are we looking at here? Ah, that is the D-pad. Forgot. Like that's not what we're supposed to do here. Okay. Move here. Now let's move through this slowly. And I'm guessing they did this on purpose, specifically to put their gloves on their hands to stop like people identifying them. Wait. Hold on. Why is someone putting their hand like this? The fuck? Just like grab it normally and pull it down. What the fuck? Why would you do this with your hand? I mean, I would assume like that there's a point to that, but like, maybe I'm analyzing it too much. Maybe. Again, there's the footage. This is the glitching out. And the glitching out still. Take a form, which will be blue, black. And I think I see a skull. I think I see a skull. Yeah. So what we were looking at was not like the outside. It was just a skull. A bloody skull, too. Yeah, it looks like a gruesome skull. A lot of this kind of like looks kind of like, well, I'm gonna say it kind of looks like AI art a little bit. Kind of does look like AI art. So this person is dead. I'm assuming they are dead, essentially.
Well, hello again, Tiffany.
Oh, hi, Wanda. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. No dad this time?
No, unfortunately, he couldn't get off work today. So I'm going
Tiffany.
to call him on a payphone to let him know all the details as soon as we're done.
He's excited to be a dad, huh?
Oh, yes, he certainly is. We both can't wait to be parents.
Aw, and you said you've been together since high school, right?
Yep.
That's so sweet. And have you decided on a name for your baby boy yet?
Yep, we're going with Max.
Ooh, Max, huh? That's a nice, strong name.
That's why my fiance wanted it so bad. He says it'll...
I'm gonna say this, and I'll be honest. I had like today. I had a video that was shoved in my face about like sexual harassment policies. That shit has better acting than whatever the fuck this is. I'm gonna just be flat because it sounds like a generic like 80s video. You know, probably that's what they're going for. You know what? That is probably what they're going for. Generic 80s video about like, oh, have you been to the water cooler today? I've been there before. Turns out they don't serve water. They give us water. Now isn't that just a kick in the old shins?
Help make him strong right off the bat.
That's a pretty good way of thinking about it. So let's see how strong little Max is so you can hurry up and make that call.
Yes, please. He's been moving around like crazy the past couple weeks. So I think he's really strong. Strong enough to kick so hard I almost throw up sometimes, too.
Aw.
What the fuck? Hold on. Let me look at this. Pregnancy. Kicking. Throwing up. Now I gotta look at the insides. About 3 in 10 women may have hypodermis gravitinum. This is an extreme exhaustive nausea, vomiting during pregnancy that can cause you to lose weight and become dehydrated. Do not have enough water in your body. It can start in the early pregnancy and during the entire pregnancy. Huh. Hermetus gravidarum. 3 in 10 women. 3 out of 100 women.
What a wild boy. Activity is good.
Yep.
Is it? I mean, like, it's kicking hard enough to make her vomit.
Hopefully this isn't too cold.
No, it's okay.
There he is. He's definitely a growing boy, that's for sure. And you're both looking really good.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Let's get some measurements to see exactly how much he's grown.
Ooh. Oh no. There was. Hold on. The fuck was that? So there's this. We saw this image before. This mask. Bizarre events leave Berkshire Alexandria authorities mute. Berkshire events leave Berkshire in terror. Bizarre events leave Berkshire in terror. Bizarre events leave Berkshire in terror. Unsolved mysteries. What is this article? In terror. Authority is mute. Authorities mute. No idea. There's something with that mask.
What was that?
That we've been seeing.
I don't know. I've never seen that before. Maybe something to do with the power.
Okay, so they both saw that. Again, we talked about this. Footage manipulation. It's connected to these beings. I don't know. Was the baby not real? Oh, fuck. Is the baby not real? Oh, no. It's either that, or the Tulpa took the baby as a sacrifice. Like, it took the child. The still God, that's horrible. What the fuck?
Oh. Okay.
This is a bit strange.
What? What's strange?
Nothing to worry about or anything. Just having some trouble finding the baby all of a sudden.
Maybe the machine messed up?
Possibly. But I
Why
can
is she
still
so
see
panicked?
everything
What the
else.
fuck?
It's just not picking up the baby for some reason.
Has this ever happened before?
Well, sometimes babies can move into certain positions that are hard to see.
But you can't see my baby at all?
I'm looking. Don't worry, he's definitely here.
Holy fuck. I mean, like, yeah, the space is open, but, like... Who would have been... Oh, no. Because then I'm thinking, like, what if it just left the chunks left inside? Oh, no. I don't want to think about this. This is horrifying. This is genuinely horrifying. This could happen to someone. Like... Jesus. Like, this is just horrifying.
You know what? Why don't we just see if we can borrow another machine, okay? There has to be something wrong with this one. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
No.
What the fuck is happening? Because, like, we just established that they were just, like, inspecting the stomach of the mother. She's randomly now in, like, very severe pain. Tiffany Sisterchild, 29, School of Teacher. Cicera Dali, school teacher. That is loud as hell. What the fuck? Yeah, that is odd. That is very odd. I will say this. That I think this is the one part I'm like in the entirety of the series I'm like, dude, this is too far. Like that shit is too far. Like you can fuck with people, but like literally abducting their children from them from their own stomachs. I mean, was the child even real? That's the bigger question here. Like, could it be that it wasn't real all this time? Like the child wasn't real. Maybe. I wouldn't know.
Humanity has fought tirelessly passed through a great many trials of intellectual fortitude to achieve but one singular goal. A goal that countless men have withered away and dying in pursuit of, leaving their towers of work behind to be climbed by coming generations. Higher and higher they ascend, so that we will at last reach the one called God. And there, on his apex of infinite knowledge and power, we will approach and look him in the eye.
Are they talking about the Tower of Babel? Ooh. What are we looking at? Okay, hold on. We gotta look at that. That probably has a lot of information. Cineodyne USA enhances operations. Version 6.0 for the U.S. Department of Defense. Bro, they're connected to the CIA. No way. Like, they're connected to the Army. So this was a branch of the Army. Oh, wow. Okay, so when they were talking about how they can be helpful for the U.S., they were literally making sure they can use these as bioweapons, or, I guess, thought weapons. Oh, that is horrifying to imagine. Just imagine creating a ghost that can just, like, fly through enemy bullets and just destroy the enemy combatants with, like, a wave of their hand. Or just, like, ripped into shreds with having bullets affect them. Because you would just imagine a being that is just completely bulletproof, that just walks through bullet fire and just has them all deflected while it eviscerates the entire army. Bro, that's horrifying. Why? It would make me think, like, if specifically America has been studying a bunch of this stuff, what would the Buddhist monks be doing all this time? Like, do those stone statues that they build, like, oh no, that was Chinese. But like, would like statues that they build in front of their like entire huge temples, would those come to life? Like, you think they would, right? Because these are Buddhist teachings. I'm thinking they would.
Welcome back, user.
Again, by the way, Tower of Babel. If you don't know the story about that, basically humanity was going to build a tower high enough to go reach God and then like speak to him directly. But you know, God said like, but how about language? And they just made everyone talk in different languages. To distract them and give them the ability that they cannot continue building the Tower of Babel because there was no communication between each other.
Frank Porter, please enter your credentials. Credential requirement bypassed by system administrator. Greetings, no user ID.
Again, we're bypassing a lot of the information specifically from here because this is in the future where we're harvesting the data that has been created.
Welcome to Cineodyne USA's virtual message assistant for user. Project Director, Frank Porter. Establishing custom telephone message settings.
Sender name, association, project, date of range of message retrieval. From, to, press enter to play each message. Virtual message assistant, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Cineodyne USA.
Sender, Paul Morelli, Ave. The Morelli Construction and
Paul Morelli, Construction and Mining Corporation, construction of redacted facility.
Mining Company. Dates of receipt ranging from March 24th, 1987, to March 30th, 1987.
6 days.
Beginning playback of your
wow.
Messages.
There's a lot more than 6 messages
Message
here.
1. March 24th, 11:14 a.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul Morelli. We ran into somewhat of an issue today. We came across these tunnels inside the mountain, pretty deep in, but well, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but he told me to call if anything strange came up, and I figured this qualifies. People have been here before. Some obviously man-made shit in there, like carvings in stone. This shit looks ancient, like real old. I took a crew in.
Okay, hold on. A lot of this footage is glitching out. We're not a data retrieval team. We're an entity. No way. Dude, what? You're telling me an entity has found a way to bypass the locking systems of the U.S. Department of Defense, create its own unknown user ID, and just break into their information catalogs? How? I mean, that's what I'm thinking so far. Because no way in hell is this footage glitching this much unless an entity was involved in some kind of capacity. And again, these are recordings. Not like... I'm thinking an entity is investigating what has happened to their kind, and this entity is trying to find out, like, what have they found out about them? So maybe he can use this information for something? I don't know what exactly, but there's connections here.
To look through it, but since part of the tunnels caved in some time ago, we're gonna just have to bust through it regardless. But I still wanted to make you aware of it. Anyways, I'll keep you in the loop. Thanks.
Message 2. March 25th, 7:38 a.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul. Just calling to tell you the day might be a bit slower than usual. Unfortunately, a number of the crew are sick as dogs. Not really sure what kind of stomach bugs going around or what, but we'll do our best to pick up the slack. I'm calling in some guys who have a day off, so hopefully things will get a little closer to normal, you know. That being said, I don't know how the hell this happened, but the section of the tunnel here caved in is clear. The tunnel's been wired up with a few lights, too. Wanted to see if maybe you sent someone in while we were off shift. Night crew said you didn't, but, I didn't see anybody else either, so... But a few of the guys said they'd seen something running around in the woods surrounding the site. I figured it's probably a deer or whatever, but seeing all the ruckus we're making out here, But they all insisted it was something else. Something like a real tall man. Might just be some environmentalist moron trying to cause some shit, but, he ain't done nothing, so I told him to keep focused on the project. For safety's sake, we're going to avoid the tunnel until I hear back from you. All right, bye now.
Message 3. March 25th, 4:56 p.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul again. The guy you sent out to take photos just left, but
Okay, so they did contact him back. I was about to say, like, because these are two messages of the same day. So, I'm guessing Frank had to, like, connect them and talk with him about this whole situation, and then he had to leave another message afterwards after he sent someone over to specifically start taking pictures of the area, because they found out some information. So, I'm guessing there had to be something about reassurance about this entire project, because so far what we're learning is that there's a mountain that they're investigating, and specifically a cave connected to that mountain that has carvings on the wall of human life being there, or some type of civilization. And in that same civilization, they're finding about a lot of information about it. But the only thing they're lacking is, support from the higher ups to know that they should continue or should they not continue.
Well, he seemed totally fine when he got here, but we practically had to carry him back to his car when he was done. I don't know if he caught whatever's going around, but figured you should know. Also, we found some really old shit down there, Frank. Now, I ain't no historian, but we got a guy on the crew who used to do archaeology work or whatever, and I don't know. But I guess there's some old artifacts down there, like weapons and trinkets and whatever. I'll have him draft up a report for you and send it your way, because I feel like you'd be interested, and he can explain all this shit better than I could anyways. His name's Arnold Rivers. That's about it.
Okay. If we find out anything about this Arnold Rivers character, he probably knows a lot more about, like, this information of all these artifacts, all these old, like, connections, and any of, like, these, because it seems to be in a connection with Tulpas, because they wouldn't just put this in, like, a Tulpa video if it didn't have a connection with Tulpas. So I'm guessing Tulpas have a connection to all of this, and probably he knows something about it that the other scientists, or specifically the archaeologists in this area, don't know much about. Would give us a lot of information about this, though. Would give up a lot of information about this, though.
All right, bye.
Message 4. March 26th, 1:03 p.m.
something ain't right here. Crew's getting worse, more sick. I feel okay so far, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. I saw that thing the guys have been talking about last night, stalking around in the tree line. I swear it had a face. Anyways, just call me back as soon as you can, Frank.
Message 5.
Okay. So apparently a being out there has been disturbing the entirety of like just these people. It's been the masked individual, isn't it? We've been seeing a guy with a mask for a long time. And that masked guy has been like a conversation topic to a lot of people within this atmosphere. So I'm guessing something specifically is connected to a lot of those people that have seen this masked figure. And this masked figure has been... Hold on. Who is this masked figure? Who created this guy? Because that guy has to be Topo of some kind, right? He's been hurting people. He's been assaulting people. He specifically has been like... I'm guessing he's finding all this footage and recording himself as well. That masked figure has a lot of like connections to all of this. And why has he been the only Topo created so far that has been gone rogue in a sense? Has there not been another Topo that has been manifested that has been able to fight back against this figure? Like, I was hoping, like, they can fight back against this figure in some capacity. Right? I'm assuming. Alright, let's continue.
March 27th, 12:10 p.m.
All our food is rotten, totally spoiled and covered in maggots. It was perfectly fine and stored. There wasn't any problems with the generator, even if we lost power. I mean, it's the end of March. All our food looks like it's been left out in the heat for weeks. No idea what's going on. Please call me back.
Message 6.
Okay. Did they contact him? Because this is the second message in the same day. 12 p.m. 4 hours later, they contact him again. I'm like, if you are running out of food, your employer has to somehow help you with this. There's no way in hell you would just stay there after having your food rotted. I would understand staying in the job because, you know, you got a job to do. But the minute all your food has become like a hazard, leave. No way do you stay there without food. How would you survive there without food?
March 27th, 4:02 p.m.
It's Paul. We saw it again. Something out here with us. It's in the woods. And it's watching us, goddammit. It ain't no animal either. Who are you guys gonna put up those fancy hunting cameras and see if we can catch anything? Maybe locals fucking with us? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Anyways, I just...
So this is the footage that they use for military use only. Date March 28th, 2018, 7. So this was at midnight during the hunting camera. Motion detected. Night enabled. Bait 78%. Or no, that's the battery life. So this was a specific hunting crowd was given to this team to record any type of like movement that has been made. How are they eating, by the way? Because if you don't know, during starvation, you do start to hallucinate. Like, you do start to hallucinate if a camera goes like that. Also, was there something that popped up there?
Message sent.
Let me and then the like suddenly, because I don't see anything on the camera. Fancy hunting cameras. I mean, like, I'm thinking like, okay, let me see here. Returns back to the data. Is his face like changing? By the way, like I'm not wrong when I say that. Like it seems like his face is changing. Yeah, yeah, his face is changing. Like his face is legitimately changing. Like he's
Message
not happy
7.
anymore.
Date and time unavailable. Message.
Thundercrammer 2 motion detected. Again, the same time frame, like at midnight. Same day, by the way. Same day? Huh, wait a minute. What the fuck? Same day? Hold on. The first motion was recorded at 12 a.m., which is midnight. Like, either this is an error on, like, the actual person, like, making this series, or specifically, like, Cam 3. It might be that there were, like, just two parts of this. Maybe. I'm not sure. Again, this is this being again. Which you're guessing is not corporeal yet, and is still like a mist. Because they aren't real, physical yet.
Message
because
8.
more people have to
March
believe in them.
29th, 10:13 p.m.
Frank, it's Paul. Holy shit, well, a lot of the crew here is sick now, and they're sort of like unresponsive. We tried emergency contacts for them, but then now they just keep ringing. The phones, they just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Nobody picked up from any number we tried. Nobody picked up. No answer machines either. Made a call to the hospital, and same thing. Just ringing. Just tried 911, still nothing. I figured the phones were fucked up, but the machine actually picked up. I think I caught whatever's going around.
Okay. Gonna be frank here. All the landlines seem to be disabled. Odd. If all the landlines are disabled, what specifically have they been calling for? And they could only contact his machine. Why is that? They're part of a high military group of people, and specifically, all of their landlines have been like disabled. All their connections towards like any type of like facilities, all their connections towards any type of like service or police help is completely disconnected. The only person they can contact is Frank. There's something to this. They knew about something. They know about something. Because again, they have only been able to leave a message on their answering machine. On his answering machine. SD is keeping something. Simon Simoden Industries is keeping something from these people. Were they baits? Were all of them just like a bait for like 4 days to like see what would hunt them down? Because why would the only connection they have be to a single person that hired them? No food, no water, no like ability to like eat anything. All their food is rotted. They're going insane. Something is hunting them down. It seems like too perfect a scenario you would just avoid, right? Like there's something to this. All of this.
My skin, it feels tight. A lot of pressure behind my eyes. My teeth feel like they're humming, vibrating. You know what? This all started when we came across that tunnel. I feel like I need to figure out what's down there. I think whatever's down there could help my crew. But most of all, I feel like something really bad's gonna happen if I don't go down. So I'm going down tonight.
Battery at 40%. 27%. Again, it seems like this being is incorporeal. Like, it doesn't exist until, like, believed in harshly. As you can see, yeah, it's existing now. Like, you see, okay, what you just saw was an incorporeal being taking form slowly. Okay, because, again, all of this has people been going insane. But when they actually see something take form, that insanity becomes real. And it's why I want to discuss this, like, specifically, because it seems like a lot of these hallucinations or a lot of these created, like, mind scenarios are not scenarios built around people knowing these beings exist. It's more that the not knowing of them and the fear of them not knowing has created these beings into physical manifestation and became real. It's the same reason why some people, like, see ghosts, but in reality, nothing has happened. It's just that if they give it enough credibility, they're not going to believe anything else but what they actually saw and their own experiences. Because at the end of the day, they matter in their opinion. And in this reality, that kind of thought process will actually cause them to be real. Same thing with dead family members. It could be the same thing with fear. It just has to be a strong enough emotion shared by enough people where it creates this emotional dependency on seeing this subject. So essentially here, we're seeing people's fear come to life. See? Like, it became real.
Message 9. March 30th, time unavailable.
This is the next day. Ooh. Ooh.
This is strange.
Okay. Yeah, this is fuck again. It's why I say about, like, the incorporeal the incorporeal beings fuck up electronics. Look what it did. Wait, hold on. Can you become an incorporeal being? Can you become a tulpa? Like, oh no, if that is the case, that would send so much of this shit out into a spiral. You have no idea, dude. Because if people can become tulpas, then the reality I talked about earlier about spirits not being a real thing comes back. Oh my god, I don't know. Maybe.
Other messages.
Again, that masked figure again. That masked figure keeps popping up. Whoever this masked figure is, it keeps popping up. There's something to that person. That person is probably a tulpa as well. I don't know much about it, but I'm guessing there's something to that person.
Authorities continue to investigate the recent crime wave that swept across northern Berkshire County, left many of its residents in a state of anxiety and panic. It was 2 weeks ago when the emergency broadcast system was engaged to warn residents to secure their homes due to the activity of a group of individuals who had been targeting and breaking into people's homes. Authorities have since confirmed that the attacks were, in fact, part of an organized criminal effort and have been attributed to a local anti-American militia group operating out of western Massachusetts called... Police have made numerous arrests in connection to militia, and officials continue to release statements to assure the public that they are safe once again.
We've seen a lot of credible information over the past couple of weeks, and the investigation's still ongoing. We're getting closer by the day.
Thankfully, due to the continued...
Okay, hold on. Mount GRAYLOCK? Let me look that up. Because, like, that's the name of the series. Mount Graylock. Oh shit, it's a real place? The fuck? Bro, they made Graylock into a real thing. Look, they made Graylock into a real thing. What the fuck is this? What the hell? It's like a spire. Huh. I thought it was about to be like a lot weirder looking. Oh my god, this place looks very, very odd. It's like a giant like chess piece. I'm not joking. It looks like a giant chess piece. This looks lovely though. I would like to like camp out here. That'd be fun. On the top of the summit, the Massachusetts Memorial Beacon. Is it the Memorial Beacon? Ah, crap, it's a memorial beacon. Oh, no. It's a memorial. What are we doing right now? Oh, I'm specifically looking at this. It's, analog horror, because, you know, spooky month. I'm doing analog horror. So I've been, how long have I been recording for? Recording for like an hour and 30 minutes of me just like analyzing footage of, analog horror series. This what we're doing right now is the GRAYLOCK series. So I'm right now I'm looking at the series of GRAYLOCK, which is apparently also based on a mountain called Mount GRAYLOCK, which is a memorial that I did not know about until now. Very cool.
Efforts of law enforcement, life has been able to return back to normal. Back to normal. Back to normal. To normal. To normal. To normal.
Oh, what the fuck?
Back to normal for residents of Berkshire County.
Okay, hold on. There was footage there. The word liar is put up there. Yeah, I'm guessing, like, this is all a military ploy to specifically, like, tell people, like, okay, here we are. Photo captioning. Engaged couple Alex Marsh and Tiffany Koldaski, 26, 26, 28. Sit together as they discuss the baffling loss of their unborn son. Huh? Oh, this is back after the hospital section. Yeah, they lost their son. Son? It was confirmed to be a boy. So, also, Soul, if you have any like thoughts you want to like put into this, I know you really don't like do that kind of stuff, so I'm just putting it out there. If you want to talk, like you're more than able to. Yeah, this is that's fucked. Yeah, they lost their kid during all of this. So we know how this person looks like. They didn't actually look like the picture that they had. Honestly, that's a little odd. Alex Marsh. Chris Sadi. Again, like that weird ass name. They're baffled? I mean, they don't look that baffled. They just look like they're taking a regular family picture. But to each their own, right? Then there's like this other caption that like comes up on screen, right? Like big like text marker. Wait, was there no text marker there? Okay, here it is. These events are only the tip of the iceberg, says Jim Milligan, a former police officer who now works for the Primitive Investigator, hosts a radio show that's centered around the government transparency and act accountability. There's horrifying reports about people and healthy grown adults becoming deformed and growing extra limbs, teeth growing out of their scalp, and people developing severe mental conditions, or even sicknesses of doctors have never seen. I'm guessing this is all connected to the tulpas. Yeah, I'm guessing this is all connected back to the tulpas. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing here. Do you think those tulpas hunted him down? Because that's what I'm getting from this. Like, after they did all of that, the tulpas hunted him down and killed him for spreading misinformation and making their entire endeavors of what they're doing against people seem like nothing but a terrorist group trying to get attention. Because They manipulate, like, again, tulpas manipulate footage, and in that manipulated footage, it seems that they have the ability to change that footage and do whatever it wants them to do. But they don't really have a control over it, so this is taking them like a concerted effort for them to like push forward. And in this footage, they mark him as a liar because all he's doing is spreading misinformation. Huh. Is there anything other in this information? No. No, there isn't. Oop.
Well, that broadcast went completely tits up, didn't it? I've been getting chewed out by our asshole CIA liaison for the past 2 hours. What the fuck happened?
We're looking into it, sir, but we experienced no issues with the broadcast on our end, so our engineers believe that the signal was hijacked before even reaching the transmitter, but once we started receiving phone calls from viewers, we switched to a backup transmitter.
But by then, the hijacker had already said everything they wanted to say, hadn't they?
Yes, sir.
What a complete fuck up. They made us look like a fucking joke. And during our most popular show. Speaking of which, Don, where the fuck is he? I cannot get hold of him, and he needs to get in here and read a statement to help clean up this fucking mess.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm right about what I just said. The Tulpas hijacked the network. How the fuck did they hijack a network? But, oh, okay, I thought they could only manipulate footage. They hijacked a network? God damn.
Well, we've been trying to reach him. We've called him multiple times. We've tried his pager. We've asked around to see if anyone's heard from him, but nothing. Right now we've got Gerald standing in for him tonight if Don doesn't show.
You've been
GBS GRAYLOCK.
Well, no. I just thought that maybe he'd be upset if I did that. So.
Get in your fucking car and go to his fucking house. I don't care if you kick down his front door and drag him here by his ear. You bring him into the studio. Do you understand?
Yes, Mr. Rosenbaum. Of course, I'll do that right now.
There's some real powerful people depending on us right now. They need us to manage the response to these events, to let the public know what's going on, and the last thing we need is it going wider than it already fucking has. So do what you need to do, or I'm going to replace you with some producers who actually know how to produce a fucking show.
Sorry, the file you are trying to access has been destroyed and can no longer be executed or retrieved. Please choose another file. Sorry, it said I'll take my file and to trying to destroy my trying. Sorry, Warning, anomalous file detected. This file should not exist. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Opening
file. Arnold Rivers personal log.
Final.
My name is Arnold Eugene Rivers. The date is April 8th, 1987.
Was this the... No, this wasn't the archaeologist. Was it the archaeologist? No. Was it? No.
About 9:15 at night. I was involved in the Morelli construction project at Mount GRAYLOCK. I was hired due to my background in anthropology and archaeology.
This was the archaeologist. Huh. Interesting. Okay, now we're learning a few things. So far, these beings can hijack a network. Second, Larry, they can also restore files. Files that don't exist because they were previously deleted. Somehow these beings are able to hijack a computer and forcibly reconnect and reform a file that was previously deleted. Reminder, I'm telling you this now. They can fix deleted files. What the fuck? The power these things have over like basic electronics is astonishing. It is just astonishing how powerful they have over these files. I'm just like whacked out of my mind.
I've worked to excavate a number of different historical sites. Paul Morelli took me on after securing a government contract for the GRAYLOCK project. I'm recording this because I believe my life is in danger, and I likely don't have a lot of time left, so I need to leave some kind of record of my findings. On March 24th, our crew came across tunnels in the mountain that held a multitude of ancient markings and artifacts. On March 25th, Paul cleared the interior of the mountain and asked me, accompanied by a small crew, to look through the tunnels and record notes on what I was able to recognize. I was then to report to one of the project directors, named Frank Porter, to offer my perspective on our findings. I kept this to myself at the time, but what we discovered in that mountain was not normal.
Okay. So you fucked up. You genuinely fucked up. Because there was information that the entire company could have been using. Specifically the Frank, your director, and you didn't give them that info? Why? This is a military group that is trying their best to understand what's happening, and you thought it was a good idea to not give them this info. You could have still recorded this video as much as possible, and your dumbass thought it was a bad idea to give your employers information on this. I understand, employers, not the greatest people on the planet. We all know some employers are pretty bad, but at the same time, they are literally paying you for your work. So find information on that. The least you can do is give them what they want, and instead of holding it back, tell people about it. If they force you to keep it quiet, tell everyone else anyways. Because apparently this information is important enough where you have to, this is just dumb. What this person did was dumb.
Not only did I see the impact it was having on the crew, but certain aspects of my findings did not make any sense. Many of the artifacts were pre-colonial. Some were from Native American tribes, but there were other artifacts, some Mesoamerican, and others were shockingly Clovis in nature. Finding Clovis artifacts here.
Clovis artifacts. Huh. Now, I'm guessing this is like rough shovels, right? Like early American like shovels, I'm guessing, right? Well, not American, just like early shovel creation. Because what these are is essentially just like handmade tools. So Native American, Mesoamerican, and Clovis. 3 different entire eras in this cave. In this cave specifically, they found these 3 items.
It means that people have been coming to Mount GRAYLOCK since at least 11,000 BCE. But that's not all, no. There are artifacts I found that could potentially be from even earlier, Paleo-American cultures that we have yet to even begin studying. Then, there were artifacts and writings left by the cultures that were pre-Columbian in nature. Transoceanic contacts prior to Columbus reaching the Americas has always been largely a theory, but the artifacts in this mountain, they prove it. Ancient Chinese, Arabic, Indian, Roman, Spanish, Viking, even ancient Greek and Egyptian are findings that they alone would change world history as we know it today. I'll admit, the anthropologists...
So was this mountain a gateway? Because there's been eras to this. This cave has been connected to eras of humanity. Like, is this place a portal? Because again, this cave has evidence of all forms of human, like landmarks, human evolution, about like how they've been acting during wars, during empires, during like situations. It seems like this place is connected to all forms of humanity during the time. If that is the case, how is this place able to house so many people, and how are people making it to this cave so often? Because this is nowhere near the Americans. How did they get there? Like, did they actually sail all the way across? Because again, No one has sailed over the Atlantic Ocean because no one had a ship available for that. No one has made a big enough ship to roam across oceans. Because one, the amount of food that would have would be spoiled. Two, the amount of Atlantic storms you would have to like predict and be able to walk through would be substantially like low. Because again, Atlantic storms are very common, especially now because of global warming. Hell, there was an emperor in like old Greek philosophy that lost an entire ship. So what he did was to punish the ocean by whipping it 100 times. He literally whipped the ocean 100 times. I'm not joking. Like that's like a real thing. Let me look this up. Greek emperor whips the ocean. A storm destroyed them. Xerxes had the sea whipped as punishment. The brigades made oversaw. Yeah. I'd like. So Xerxes the First. Let's see here. Ascension to the throne. Let's see here. War against the Greeks. Withdrawal of Xerxes. Okay, Genghis Khan. So yeah, he literally whipped the ocean 100 times. Because again, their ships weren't strong enough to like go through the ocean. Whipping with chains 300 times and poking it with hot red irons. Handcuffs were also... What? Bizarre punishment on the sea. Okay, let's see here. Over 600 ships. Okay. Infuriated with the sea, Xerxes ordered the soldiers to punish it by whipping him with chains 300 times and poking with red-hot irons. Handcuffs were also tossed into the water to symbolize the sea's submission to his authority. Finally, he ordered the decapitation of the engineers behind the bridge's construction. God damn. Imagine getting this mad at the ocean. Like, but this is what I mean. Like, how are older civilizations going to reach this part of, like, America if there's like an entirely huge ocean blocking their way? They would be not possible, right? Like I'm saying, it wouldn't be possible at all, right? Right? I think I'm right.
In me was thrilled. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I figured it had to be a hoax, but I'm confident that it's all authentic. But my excitement was soon replaced with a looming fear and anxiety. How could such a place be so important to so many cultures for so long? There must be something immense here. Whatever it was, well, that's why I left the project. The tunnels all connected to a series of chambers deep into the interior of the mountain. That's where a majority of the relics were found. There were old baskets of herbs and spices, pottery, weapons and armor, talismans, other religious items, countless other things, but all of it was there purposely, as offerings.
Huh. Oh, okay. That could explain it. Deep underground tunnels connected to an entire, like, lineage of people that are deeply put underground to connect civilizations all together, to all place items, specifically of their era, as offerings to a deity. Okay. Night Hiking Episode 13, Mount Graylock, Deep States. Episode 733, Deep States. Okay. Illuminati channel, by the way. GBS News, Don Wright tonight.
It was billions of years ago, when our planet was still mostly fire and rock, that a Mars-sized planet that had been drifting through our solar system collided directly with the Earth. The impact was so powerful and violent that the rogue planet was blown into countless pieces of debris. This debris collected to form our moon. Many of the pieces of the unknown planet remain inside the Earth to this day.
Topos are extraterrestrial? That might be a case. That might be the case, that topos are actually extraterrestrial beings taking form due to human thought. That, or topos are radioactive, and that's how humanity can create them. And specifically, because humans are more radioactive in this reality, that moon rock that has been affecting humanity, or specifically what that planet was made of, specifically affects humans and makes sure that, like, how they evolved has clearly created the ability for them to create. What I'm saying is the moon pieces seem to have affected humanity, and how they affected humanity is giving them the ability to create living beings out of ideas. Because this planet gave them that power, specifically the power to just do that.
Adams Police Department, dispatcher Carey speaking.
Yes, I'm calling to report a break-in at my coworker's house.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Liam Hollander.
Okay, Liam, you said this was your coworker's house. What is your coworker's address?
It's Parker Hill Road in Adams, number 491.
491 Parker Hill Road, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
491 Parker Hill Road. Huh. Seems very out of the way. Well, there's a lot of these, but like this is probably the most accurate we can have. Yeah, there's a forest connected to this. Yeah, this place is fucked. Like, yeah, this place is fucked.
Can you tell me, is anybody hurt? Liam, are you still with me?
Yes, sorry.
Is anybody hurt?
Yes.
Then I witnessed.
I knew that would happen. The entities murdered him. I knew it. I knew it. The entities murdered his ass. Because they made fun of their entire reason why they were breaking into people's houses. And now, after he had a ploy in making sure that like the panic should be going down, they retaliated. Because I knew it. I knew they wouldn't take that sitting down. Why else would they hijack a network and forcibly tell people he's a liar? Why else?
Many altars constructed out of the mountain stone, along with evidence of mass animal and human sacrifice.
Oh, that is odd.
And the carvings in the walls of these sacrificial chambers, I couldn't recognize a single familiar symbol, and it made me sick to even look at them. Let me be clear, I am not, nor have I ever been, a religious man, but there's something in that mountain. Something people of countless cultures over the history of our planet have been worshipping, but I don't know why. But I could feel it. Whatever's down there, I could feel it. It was like being trapped in a fever dream. I swear I could hear a voice, and even felt compelled to go further, to speak to whatever's down there. I don't.
Okay, so essentially once civilization became like the huge boom of humanity, I'm guessing during that time, when Native Americans were still like within our countries, they started like giving off sacrifices to this being, to quell the anger of whatever being this is. But as soon as the revolution kicked in and a lot of like Native Americans were pushed away, the culture to give sacrifices to this being have stopped. And because the sacrifices have been stopping, this being has become more and more angry with humanity. And so far, as it sees that it's becoming more and more pissed with humanity, it is gaining more and more sentience and needed to fight towards against humanity because it wants its sacrifices. And if it's not going to get them willingly, it's going to get them forcefully. That's why it's been tempting people to go into the cave and specifically give them sacrifices, because if they don't, they're going to pay the consequences. That's what it seems like.
I don't know. I haven't been right since. I keep hearing this droning in my head. Ceaseless, all day and night. I can't sleep, just droning, always droning. But that doesn't matter right now. I informed Mr. Porter in my report that the archaeological findings in the mountain are of monumental historical importance, and that there is certainly more to be discovered. And I recommended discontinuing construction there. But it's not as though I have any authority over this project. I fully expected to be ignored. Mr. Porter called me on the evening of March 28th.
When was those recordings recorded? Hold on. Let's go back a few things. Let me look at the recordings here.
Humanity was...
When were these recorded? These were recorded in 1998. Well, that's his date of birth. I was thinking, like, when did he make this recording? Like, that's his date of birth. I thought, like, okay, I thought
we spoke on the phone briefly. It was as I thought. He disregarded my concerns. I informed him that I wasn't going to return to the site. He insisted I did, said I was a valuable asset to the project, even offered me a substantial raise, and wanted me to lead a specifically organized team that would clear the tunnels of artifacts before excavation would continue.
Okay. Like I said before, seems like the military personnel and the higher-ups are connected to this and know what the hell they're doing about specifically finding information on this. So, I'm going to say this, and we're going to have a conversation about this. I personally don't understand what is it about, like, employers that like, usually in these stories it usually comes down to, like, the employers forcing another, like, worker to do whatever, like, the employer is telling them to do. And I understand that notion of, like, fear to, like, break away from your employer and hope that they won't, like, belittle you. But the minute that something like this is happening, especially if it, like, keeps droning on in your head and it specifically is targeting you to force you to do whatever it tells you to do, you need to break away from that connection, because there's no way in hell, like, this is gonna end well, because you know the dangers. And it's the same reason why a lot of, like, it's the same reason why I deal with this at work. A lot of people get injured at my job, and those people that get injured are usually given, like, hey, if you keep doing it, we'll give you another 200. And it's horrifying to, like, see, but, like, you're given a raise, and that's just, like, that's so good that you, like, are just like, yeah, you know what, sure. But you don't know the dangers, especially if they're being told that, like, it had to be a specific team that they're following into this cave. They're fucked. Like, they're fucked beyond belief. There's no way they're making it out alive. They're gonna die. Like, there's no way they're making it out alive. Because when you do something like this, you're making sure you're creating a perfect scenario where they are not going to be asking you for a raise, because at the end of the day, you aren't paying them shit if they're a corpse. Like, the money you'll be giving them is pittance to the amount of they can be used as bait. And this is what this person is. To the entire company. They are bait. For whatever that entity is, whatever that entity is asking for, you know what? The military personnel probably know about this entity and are offering those people up as sacrifices. Like, go in there and extract the artifacts. Well, essentially, they're just sacrifices that are just being pushed forward to stop this entity from attacking more people. Because you could see what's happening after it already started attacking other people. It viciously, like, killed multiple people and assaulted them in their own houses. Hell, it even killed a news reporter that, like, gave them fake information, dude. Like, they're screwed. They're completely screwed.
I, quote unquote, could be responsible for the biggest historical finding of all time, he said. I refuse again. I won't put a price on my sanity or my health, especially after seeing what was happening to the crew.
Now loading. Morale GRAYLOCK event, Group C, Survivor data. Profile for patient B3590. Rockford, Thomas. Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Patient prone to spontaneous violent outbursts. Treatment of heavy sedation recommended. Only communicate while patient is restrained or via intercom. Now loading.
Huh. These are survivors. Specifically people that survived the incident. Ran away from the cave scenario. And survived after dealing with that. Huh. So people did survive.
Profile for patient. B9231. Washington, Samuel.
Samuel B. Washington. Site B651. Patient. Okay.
Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Patient suffers from constant state of severe paranoia and delusions, resulting in unpredictable violent outbursts. Standard treatment ineffective. High-dose xylazine is recommended. Only communicate while patient is restrained or via intercom. Now loading. Profile for patient. B667.
Okay. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, so whatever this being is not only manipulating people's psyche, but also manipulating their physical appearance. Because you saw what happened to that guy. He's starting to have lacerations all over his face. His, like, molars are starting to get, like, pointed. And again, I'm going to say this. A lot of this looks like AI art. I'm not joking. It looks like AI art.
0.
But I will say this. If they are using AI art, they're using it the right way. Because if you don't know, AI art has, like, this uncanny, like, look to it. It looks very uncanny. And the way they're using it works very well, because these creatures are supposed to be, like, very gross looking. So this is the right way to use it.
Malformations.
Oh my god.
Notes. Uncommunicative. Patient appears to be in catatonic state. Warning, patient may sit up very suddenly, without provocation, to projectile vomit at any staff in area. Patient's vomit is extremely corrosive and emits nerve gas. All treatments ineffective. Studies must be conducted with full anti-corrosive gear and air purifying respirator equipped on all staff involved. Now loading. Profile for patient. B8816.
Well, again, if it's in a catatonic state and all it's doing is projectile vomiting towards people specifically to, like, kill them, the best thing you could probably do in that scenario is just, like, disable the corpse. There's no point in that. Like, it's just a corpse. It can't even talk to you. How can you get information out of it?
6. Fleming, Charles. Malformations. Notes. Uncommunicative. Warning.
I feel like I'd seen this face before. He's British. Look at his thing.
Patient will attack on sight. Do not interact. Immunity to pain. Patient exhibits cannibalistic tendencies. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia recommended. Now loading. Profile for patient. B4041. Oakhurst, Scott.
These are all from the same site, by the way.
Malformations.
Bowel formations.
Notes. Communicative. Communicate with caution. Warning, patient actively pretends to be benevolent and friendly. Strong homicidal and cannibalistic tendencies. Killed and partially consumed 6 staff members on April 6, 87. Patient laughed hysterically during the attack. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia or permanent restraint for further study recommended. Now loading.
All these seem like levels of insanity where they're going from. Because, like, we had, like, base, he was just, like, a little crazy. Like, we're going from, like, little crazy, violent outburst, catatonic vomiting creature, cannibalistic monster, to, like, sadistic murderer. Well,
Profile for patient. B7992. Kowalski, Edward.
These are all, like, the miners, I'm guessing, that, like, escaped that one area.
Notes. Communicative. Hazardous. Warning, patient possesses inhuman power of suggestion and influence over others. Do not interact. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia recommended. Now loading.
What the fuck? Just has the ability to, like, make anyone just think, like, Hey, you know that pencil? Yeah, this pencil? That's not a pencil, is it? It's not? No, it's a jelly pen. A jelly pen? A jelly pen? It's a jelly pen. Oh, it's a jelly pen. What is about this jelly pen? Oh, take a bite. They bite into the wood and crack it into their mouth. Start crunching it and eating it down. Tastes good, right? Like, oh no, it tastes like... Yeah, it does taste good. It's a pretty good jelly pen. And, hey, you mind eating the rest of that? Think it might be good for you. Yeah, sure. Oh, but like, put it through your throat. How? Yeah, just stab the point through your throat. That'll taste better? That'll taste way better, I guarantee you. Then they just murder themselves right there. Like, all it takes is one pencil. If you have the ability to manipulate anyone by just speaking to them, you're ruined. You can't do anything against that. You're fucked. Like, they have the ability to just, like, mentally manipulate you in such a way that you could do whatever they tell you to do. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. On the floor. Dead. Corpse. Like, literally, a military militia comes forward, pointing guns at you. You're under arrest. Like, no, I'm not. You're not under arrest? Why? What are we doing here? You guys are about to lead me towards, like, who told you guys that you're going to arrest me? Oh, yeah, sure. Come with us, sir. Like, you see how powerful that is?
Profile for patient B1584. Rafferty, John. Malformations.
Oh my god.
Notes. Uncommunicative. Hazardous. Patient appears to be deceased. No vital signs. Patient's body not decomposing. Warning, staff have become ill after even brief time spent in patient's room. Illness disregards protective suiting. Immediate quarantine required for all victims. Mortality rate post-exposure currently 92%. Survivor subject to rapid physical and mental malformations. All treatments ineffective. Immediate remote euthanasia recommended.
I consider myself incredibly lucky to not...
That being, and I'm going to say this with all capacity, that, like, those were just SCPs. Like, all of those were just SCPs that were just put on screen. Specifically, that last one seems to be a beacon. A beacon that is similar ability to the cave. Because the cave turned these people into SCPs. And those same people, that last one became a beacon to the same cave. Like, if they can't kill that damn thing, there's no point.
In that condition right now.
You gotta kill that
Oddly,
thing.
he quickly accepted my second refusal, wished me luck in my future endeavors, but before I could say anything else, he'd hung up. But it seemed I'd made the right choice. I heard something awful happened up at Mount Graylock, and then simultaneously, there were all of these things that have been happening around the mountain. The home invasions, the dead bodies that fell from the sky over Cheshire, the pregnancy phenomena, so many other unexplainable things. The pregnancy phenomena, so many other unexplainable things. They all must be related. And I've been trying to figure out how. I've connected with a local investigator who's been trying to get to the bottom of this. I've shared with him everything I have, though I feel that I've been being watched. I feel a looming threat that I can't really explain. Would the government really send someone to kill me over this? I feel like I'm paranoid. Like I've lost some of my mind. But I came home from the grocery store the other day and my front door was unlocked. And I know I had locked it before I left.
Okay, here's the thing about this whole thought process. They would murder him. They would. Again, he's causing major panic within general, like, people. They would murder him. There would be no question. He would be murdered. Because the entirety, it's the same thing, I don't want to discuss it, but it's the same thing that happened with a lot of other people that were causing, like, not an insurrection, that were causing, well, do you know, I'm not going to have that topic, but it's the same thing about what happens with, like, a lot of, huge, like, insights and panics. The American people are going to try their best to make sure that the panics are, like, at a minimum at best. So if he causes a huge panic due to the discoveries he had in that cave and makes them public, there's no way in hell he's staying alive. Like, the entirety of the U.S. militia would stop them, no matter what, because they don't want anything to happen to whatever they wish to happen. Because if they want zero moral panic, they're going to have zero moral panic. There is no way he can stop them.
I scanned my entire house for traces of anything, but found nothing out of the ordinary. I even checked and replaced all of the light bulbs. Oh, God. Saying it out loud like this, it makes me realize how crazy I sound. I've always been a rational man. There's a logical explanation behind everything. Well, I'm glad that I put all of this into a recording. Perhaps that was what I needed to snap me out of this. Honestly, I feel much better just talking about it. This can't be. Oh my God, that's the basement door. No. Camcorder. Oh, where's the damn camcorder? There it is. Thank God.
And then it switches to the footage.
They're here.
That's interesting.
I'm inside my bedroom closet. I'm going to keep the tape recorder running, and I'm hiding in here with my files. If something happens to me, and you find any tapes or files somehow, please bring it to the investigator, Jim Malcolm of North Adams. That goes for this video footage as well.
Reminder, this footage was originally deleted. All of this footage was originally deleted. The US government found out. They destroyed all the evidence. None of this was made public. Zero of this information was made public. Because the being that found this information had to forcibly find it through deleted files that already don't exist. The computer itself said, "These files don't exist. Are you sure you wish to open them?" You see what I mean? These files never made it out of that police station. These files were found, but none of it made it past any of the government officials. They were deleted on the spot. It's mimicking noises? Because it seems like it's mimicking noises. Like, this seems like the Mandela effect, the Mandela catalog, where it can mimic noises and replicate them, like, easily.
Come on out, it's the police.
Yeah, it's mimicking noises. All right. If you didn't see that, let me go back in that footage again.
And emits nerve gas.
Just so you guys get a good look at it. Yeah, it was the mask again. Let me see if I can get a good look at it. Like you can see it. It was the mask again. Let's see if we can get a good look. Yeah. It's that same mask again. It's that same mask again.
Authorities continue to investigate the recent crime wave that swept. Authorities continue to investigate.
So yeah, it's that same mask again, over and over again. We're keep going back to this mask that has been it's been hurting people. It's been finding people and butchering them. Seems like it knows how to mimic little girls though, which
Accessing
is
GBS
odd.
properties. 101 WRAV FM radio station. Date of broadcast December 13th, 1963.
I'm sweating.
Segment.
Holy
Announcement of the National Access Initiative. Beginning playback.
In one of his first acts after his historic succession, President Lyndon B. Johnson's administration has announced an upcoming program that will revolutionize communication and bring critical home electronics into every American household. The National Access Initiative, as it's been named, is a program designed to ensure that all citizens have equal access to vital communication tools and ways to stay informed, fostering connectivity, security, and unity across the nation.
Why is this a bad idea? These things have connections towards electronics. They have the ability to control electronics. In some capacity, they could even like hardwire and completely destroy TV systems. But the entity can only affect electronics. It doesn't really like cause any danger with them. At least I don't think so. What would be a bad reason they would have connection to electronics? What would be the bad reason? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Under this groundbreaking initiative, eligible American households will receive packages containing a myriad of electronics so that citizens may stay properly engaged with one another and remain knowledgeable regarding important events. The electronics such as telephones, televisions, and radios. These packages will also include items aimed at keeping families safe, with devices such as smoke alarms, burglar alarms, and even flashlights. These things will empower individuals to not only...
Hold on. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, home security is expensive as all hell. Like, home security systems are super duper expensive. Like, this stuff ain't cheap. Like, if the government is supplying you with home security, like, this stuff is extremely expensive. Like, they gotta... You gotta pay monthly for this stuff, and it has to be, like, fully installed into your house, like, to the wall. This stuff isn't cheap. Let's see if we can get prices here. Like, yeah, you see what I mean? Like, it ain't cheap. This is like a Chinese knockoff, by the way. This stuff ain't cheap. Like, we're talking like some expensive stuff to just like install into someone's housing, especially like in 1987. Like, this stuff like is super not going to be cheap.
Stay involved in their communities, but to remain prepared for any emergency as well. President Johnson himself was quoted as saying that in this era of progress and innovation, it is crucial for every American to have the tools necessary as they navigate the challenges of modern life. In an era of ever-increasing technological dependence, these electronics packages are being made available to American households through a partnership with world-renowned technology manufacturer Semiodyne USA.
Right. That's why it's super cheap. Because it's easy to afford a system that is based around the military when the military just has to supply you with the items you want. Okay. President Kennedy says no to Semiodyne USA. I wish I could read this article. It is very hard to read. Assassin kills Kennedy. Lyndon Johnson sworn in. Ooh. Okay. Okay. No one has a translation, unlike the paper. Governor of Texas wounded, Marxist accused of murder. If you don't know about the assassination of Kennedy, I'm not gonna talk about it. Know that it is connected to a lot of the things between like how much people really didn't like how he was making America more socialist, and you know what they were thinking about when socialists were around during his time. What are you thinking about? You're thinking about socialism? No socialism. No. Bullet in head. I mean, we have evidence.
The technology giant's expertise in creating cutting-edge, revolutionary technologies over the past decades has made them a household name, and their gracious contribution to this initiative ensures that the devices provided will be of the highest quality.
Is this like a secondary way to like fully keep track of people?
Further enhancing
because this is kind of like creepy.
Benefits for American citizens. When asked for a quote during a press conference earlier this week, President of Semiodyne USA, Percival C. Rothwell, had a lot to say.
The National Access Initiative represents a milestone in our nation's journey towards progress and inclusivity.
Again, a lot of this seems like AI art, by the way. Yeah, I mean, the reason why you create systems like this, especially if you're going to be like socially fund them, is because you want to make sure you keep your eye on every type of person you have available to you. Because again, the information you get from this, it pays way more in like advertising and specifically selling this information to companies than it does just having this info. Like, the fact that they're doing this is not out of the goodness of their own heart. It's specifically just gain a lot of money from this.
It's a reflection of the American government and Semiodyne USA's unwavering commitment to empowering every American citizen, regardless of age, location, or income, with the tools and resources needed to thrive in the electronic age.
Through the miracle of modern communication, the words we speak, the actions we take, will be read, heard, and seen on the instant, and judged in every city and village in America. They are the silent delegates. We cannot see them or hear them, but they are present.
32% of American households still don't have a television in the house. This means they are less informed and are unable to respond to emergencies as quickly or efficiently. A much greater percentage of households have no smoke alarms to alert them in the event of a fire.
I mean, this is like 1950s, so.
Of all, 29% of Americans don't even have a telephone in their home, meaning they're unable to call for aid or even...
I mean... yeah. In 2019, just over 31% of American households still had a landline. That, like, like, let's be honest here. This doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. But that's just because we all have, like, phones now. But you get what I mean.
Just contact friends or family members. They are left disconnected. For decades, people of all kinds have wondered what it is we're working on at any given time inside Semiodyne. And for decades, we've kept it all quite secretive. But I'll let you in on a little something.
I'm here. Kennedy didn't go for it. But you assured me he was amenable. Or was that just more of your bullshit? No? He's gonna fucking expose our whole plan for the NII program. The meeting couldn't have gone worse. If that fucking Nick thinks he's gonna expose Semiodyne, he's got another thing coming. But we're not the only ones he's pissed off lately. After rejecting Operation Northwoods, and then that executive order involving the Federal Reserve, there are a lot of snakes in the grass. And it's about time that Kennedy got bit.
At Semiodyne USA,
they planned this entire thing. So yeah, I mean, that's just evidence. They planned this entire operation and wanted to make sure he push this thing forward. Because if they don't have information on every human household they have available to them, there is no point for them to have this info. If they want this info, they will get it. They don't care who they have to kill. They will get this info out there because they want to spy on the American people. And in this series, it seems like Semiodyne in this series wants to spy on everyone. With this, I don't know why they want this information, but like Kennedy knew this is not okay. Like, this information gathering is beyond the American needs, and it is unnecessary. But after the presidency shifted and they started lobbying him, no reason why to take the money bribes anymore. Instead, since Kennedy stopped them, they just replaced them.
We're building the future. And as the great-great-grandson of our company's founder and its current president, I'll tell you one irrefutable fact. The most important.
So, again, these are part of the military personnel in all of this like stuff. They're part of the military, and they still could get rejected by the like that is just that's just very based Kennedy.
All roads lead to connectivity. Without connectivity, we have no future.
Okay, this point I will like drop. He's right. Like, I'm not joking. Like, the fact that the internet exists and so far like everyone is informed about like what's happening at every single motion of their entire life. Like, there's like news every single day about like what's happening in every part of the world, and people could just know about that easily on like a snap. And he's not wrong about this. Connectivity is the future of all humanity. The fact that we can get like information as quickly as possible as we do now, really easy. Well, it used to be when Twitter wasn't like a huge shit show, but like, yeah, there's Twitter. There's Twitter.
The more isolated individuals are from one another, the weaker they are. The more
This is also true. This is also true.
And the less likely they are to see the value of their own lives.
Like, it's the same thing with a Republican says. Like,
humanity has stood many times at the precipice of extinction. And the only reason we are still here today is because we stood there together. Semiodyne USA is
what the fuck was that?
Every step of the way is because we stood there together. Semiodyne.
What the fuck was that? Is this the... No, this is the mask again. This is another archaeological find, I'm guessing. There's some connection, I'm guessing, right? This is true. Like, all of this is true.
We make a promise to continue to support you into the future as well. Whether it's from a lack of infrastructure or a lack of income, no one should be restricted access to potentially life-saving and life-enhancing technology. And this is only the beginning. We have so much more planned so that Americans can all truly be equal in our society. Security, connectivity, accessibility. It is our belief that it is these three factors that make America the best country in the world.
Ooh, this is an entity. Ooh, this is an entity. This is an entity becoming, like, corporeal. And it's learning what it can do. It's like learning its own abilities.
Mr. Rothwell also stated that these monumental benefits won't only be made available to American households, but to police and fire departments, schools, and to small businesses as well.
Bro, they're turning the entire country into a huge labyrinth, dude. What?
Johnson administration has stated that while they are going to begin launching this landmark program right away, it will first be made available only in select areas as construction crews from coast to coast prepare to establish important infrastructure that will support the National Access Initiative program.
What is that?
Hello? Hello? Is somebody there? Where are my glasses? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Who are you?
I'm your imaginary friend.
My imaginary friend?
I'm gonna put my earphone down. This is like clearly like a play to like ruin someone's ears. Because I can't deal with audio like this. This fucks me up. As you can see, though, it seems like the entity clearly has control over like this technology, and you see how it's manipulating this stuff. It is kind of like necessary, as you can see how like these entities exist, that this kind of information is like brought out to the general public. It still makes me kind of curious why they like do all this investigation work when like stuff like this is on Axis and they have like visual proof that this is happening, but yet they're not doing anything about this, but just like taking footage of it. I'm not putting on the earpiece. Fuck that. Like, I cannot deal with this audio. Fuck that. I get spooked too. Okay, I'm fucking scared as shit. Okay, fuck off.
Yes, they look old.
I can't deal with here, dude. Fuck you.
Now, here, come get them.
But again, like, yeah.
See me.
It does seem like this entity is learning human language because it's creating its own voice. Like it's not. That's not the voice it has. Because it manipulates its own voices to become more hearable by general public. This is manipulating its own voice. Like it's changing its own voice so people can hear it differently, and it's creating its own vocal cords so it can speak with other people. This is fucking spooky, dude. I don't like this one. This one spooks me.
Just a little bit closer.
This one spooks me, dude. I don't like this one. This one's too slow. But we do have to see what happens here. So I'm not gonna listen to the audio, but like, we're gonna slowly go back and see what it looked like. Ooh. Let's see here. Because we saw it looked like a fleshy like human with like an exposed rib cage. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that is horrifying. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what it looked like. I guess that's someone's like eternal fear. Because again, to lead back to the design, and I think that's why they put this image in this like sphere here. Let's see if we can see it again. Yeah, this image here. Like, there's a reason this image is here. And I think you all know. The program failed. Like, the harvesting tulpa program failed. So these creatures have come to life, and these creatures have been massacring people. And that's why they have this entire program, to put in cameras in every single household as possible to find these things that they let out so they can stop them from existing anymore. Kennedy didn't not move over with like the option, because again, it'd be spying on the entire American people. But we'll say this, kind of seems like a necessary ploy. Like, it's just kind of necessary for this entire thing to happen, because they fucked up. They fucked up hard, and they need to find these beings before they start, as you can see, murdering children. That's a lot of it.
The Johnson administration went on to say that their current projections for a nationwide release are for some time between mid-1966 and early 1967. Citizens will be mailed informational packets regarding the National Access Initiative, including information on how to apply as the program becomes available in our area.
Hello, you've reached Alex Marsh and Tiffany Crisaldi. We're not able to get to the phone, so please leave a message after the tone and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Okay? Someone called. Last video. A little loud. Ooh, what the fuck happened to that footage? Is this another entity? We might be seeing another entity, like holding a camera again. Is that tree? Is that the same tree? It actually might be the same tree. Remember that branch? That broken branch? This is before the blood spilled all over that tree? I'm guessing that'd be the case. Is that a dead rat? Why would you show that on footage? Don't pick up the dead rat. What are you doing? Leave the dead rat alone. Oh my god. Why are they showing this on screen? How can they post this on YouTube? Huh? How can they just post a dead rat on YouTube? Don't play with the dead rat. What are you doing? Why are you showing it on camera? That's so gross, dude. How is this on YouTube? How is this on YouTube? No way, dude. No way. Why would you show this on YouTube? There's no way they would allow this. How am I getting banned over like silly things? Oh god, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Okay.
Hey, babe. I'm just checking in. Could you please give me a call as soon as you can? Don't worry about work either, please. You're way more important, okay? Okay.
That's Alex, isn't it?
I love you. Bye.
Yeah, that's the Alex guy. Oh.
After we lost the baby, I stayed home for almost a month. We both took it hard, but I was just really worried about Tiffany. She seemed to only be getting worse with time. She spent a lot of time by herself. When it came time for me to return to work, we decided I would call home every day during my lunch break, just so we could talk and check in on each other. She always picked up the phone whenever I called. She knew it would worry me sick if she didn't pick up the phone. But this time, on that day, Babe, still haven't heard from you. Hope everything's okay. You're probably just busy doing something, but we've been talking every day since I've been back to work, so, you know, just...
It's the same day, right?
Worried, so please call me back, okay? Love you.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same day.
Everything's okay. I'm kind of freaking out.
Oh, hold on. I think I missed something.
Love you.
Ooh. Was she actually trying to do... She was trying to do a ritual, wasn't she?
What's going on, but I'm gonna head home. I'm sorry, I'm kind of freaking out. I'll be there soon. I love you.
Har Rancid. What? H-A-R... No, I don't know what this is. Office of the Chief Medical Examiner.
Dr. Heinrich Albrecht, Medical Examiner, Westfield. May 19th, 1987, 3:23 p.m. Intake report for Tiffany Elaine Marie Crisaldi.
Ooh.
Caucasian female, age...
Couldn't use a better picture?
39, 26, 30, 27, 25. Case number 87-09-1-.
She died two... Date of death. Yeah, she died 2 days before her birthday. Oh no, what the fuck?
Reveals a resinous black substance adhered to the face, neck, and upper thoracic region. Samples have been obtained. Additionally, the eyes are fully retracted. These observations are aside from any traditional indicators of struggle or violence as a cause of death. Rigor and rigor mortis align with the estimated time of death. Of particular note, and the reason for this specialist report, is an unusual finding on the abdomen, specifically below the sternum. A symbol of some sort has been carved into the flesh.
So she was doing a ritual.
Is the absence of hemorrhaging in the surrounding tissues. Due in part to this, I have been able to ascertain that this symbol was carved into the skin post-mortem. In regards to timing, based on my analysis, I would say the cuts were likely made several hours after death.
Okay.
Well, photographs and casts have been made from...
This is always marked on the stomach, by the way. The same place where she lost her child. This is the same Tiffany that lost her child. Why over the stomach? Because she lost that child. Like, it was gone because it disappeared from her stomach. Also, the stomach she had, like, it was gone. Like, did she also, like, lose the weight immediately? Like, did her stomach deflate or something? Because that to just happen, you think it would cause, like, a lot of, like, skin issues, right? And post-mortem, like, this all happened after her death. And again, she created a ritual, it seems like, because we saw the whole, like, candle thing and the triangle. Like, this is all connected to, like, a huge, like, ritual that she had to commit, right? I mean, we saw there was something of a ritual happening.
I'll be consulting with forensic anthropologists and symbology experts to better understand the nature and potential significance of the symbol. In summary, while the exact cause of death is yet to be determined, it is the carving that requires the initiation of an immediate and in-depth investigation. This aspect of the case should be treated with utmost priority due to its unusual and...
Again, this is also a perfect carving onto someone's stomach. So this was done, like, really, like, with a steady knife.
We're recording now.
Oh my god, this is her when she was young.
So, Tiffany, you just had your 6th birthday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you have a party?
Yeah.
How was it?
Good.
That's good.
She seems very uncomfortable.
You're awfully quiet today. Are you seeing them again?
Yes.
Can you see them right now?
Yes.
Where are they? Where are they, Tiffany?
They're everywhere.
Private lock for case file 87-091-HA for my home archives. The date is May 19, 1987. Time is 8:03 p.m. I conducted an examination of Miss Tiffany Crisaldi today. Her body arrived shortly before I was to leave the office for the day, but I decided to at least begin external examinations. Though it seemed misfortune loomed over the proceedings. Electrical flickers and inexplicable drops and spikes in room temperature. Repairs may be required.
No, her body's been okay. So this means her body has been infiltrated by the entity, because we saw what happens to people that have been like in contact with the entity and what happens to them. Even if they are like partially exposed or they like barely see them, they have like huge changes in their whole body. She was interacting with the entity. She had interactions with the entity, and because of that, her body has now have manipulations over electronics, just like the entities we've seen do before. This is insane. Either she is now an entity, or she's been like in constant contact with one.
I wanted to refrain from mentioning this part whatsoever, but I feel compelled to do so. After placing Miss Crisaldi in storage and moving on to cleaning up, my assistant Sarah mentioned that she'd heard what sounded like a woman crying, coming from the direction of the cooler. I shrugged off her remark and let her leave early, telling her she was likely stressed or overtired, and I continued cleaning up on my own. I didn't dare to tell her that I heard it as well.
Okay, are you ready, Tiffany?
I think so.
Yeah, again, the entity didn't kill her. Like, what we saw about the post-mortem, like, bodies that feel like they're in a catatonic state, they don't die. They come back to life. So again, entities possess their bodies, which I guess is the tulpa. Holy shit, did her unborn baby become a tulpa, and that same tulpa is taking over her body now? That'd be so fucked. What the hell?
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beyond
instructions,
fucked.
okay, Tiffany? As long as you do that, everything will be fine. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
Good. I'm going to play some sounds that will help you through this exercise. Good. Now close your eyes and keep them closed.
Could you choose a worse soundtrack? What the fuck?
I want you to picture yourself standing outside your house in your front yard. It's a beautiful day out with big fluffy clouds and a blue sky. No one else is around. Now look down at the grass around you and watch how each blade moves in the gentle breeze. Now look forward and see your house. And look around and see the trees around your yard. Watch how the breeze affects the leaves as it passes through. Make the wind blow a little harder, enough so the branches are swaying a little bit.
I'm guessing he is.
You can hear all the rustling of the leaves around you. Wind calms down now. and you begin walking very slowly towards the front door of your house. Step. 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 And with each step you take, it looks like the day is getting later and later. Soon the golden rays of the sunset are shining against your house.
Wait, hold on. Is he a therapist, or is he part of the science team trying to figure out about tulpas? Because again, we know that like there's an initiative to find out and like study tulpas. So is he part of that same team? Because again, what he's doing here is a form of hypnosis. Basically making you dwell in your own mind and think about the thoughts that have been running through your head. But like forming them into a scenario where you feel safe. And again, that is a therapist thing to do, but it also is a hypnosis, which is part of the study that we just like learned about called like fuck, what was that study we were talking about? Parapsychology. Yeah, parapsychology. Yeah, the study phenomenon, which it like includes hypnosis and telepathy, like all that kind of stuff. Like,
the front
fucking.
Door is closer now, but you
Is he
still
part of
have
the
some more
program?
Steps to go. Step. 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 Now you're only 3 steps from the door. Step. The sun vanishes behind the trees, going down. Step. The stars begin twinkling in the sky above, and the moon shines its soft glow over everything around you.
How couldn't you keep it sunny?
Step. You arrive at the front door. Reach out your hand, turn the doorknob, and open the door. Your house looks like it always does at nighttime, except you're the only one here now. You take off your shoes. First the right shoe. Then the left shoe. You can feel the floor against your feet. You can smell the familiar aroma of your house. Everything is in its proper place. You are alone.
All right, anyone in chat, if you are watching this video on like the YouTubes, what the fuck does your house smell like? Like, how do you have the familiar smell of your house? Comment in the comments. What does your house smell like? Is it stinky? You have a stinky house? You have a smelly house? Gross, stinky house. Like, who the fuck? Just asking questions here.
You're going to walk quietly to your bedroom now. You come to the stairs and begin to walk up. You hold on to the banister as you go, letting your hand slide up. Step. 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 You reach the second floor hallway. Everything is in its proper place. You are alone. Nobody else is here with you. You look to the right and you can see your bedroom door closed at the end of the hall. And you start walking nice and calmly towards it.
I gotta ask, what the fuck is with the psychologists? Like, do you really think building like an entire house where there's 2 floors, a long hallway, it is nighttime, and you're gonna go to your bed? Like, just a perfect horror scenario. How is this calming at all? Like, you know what? There's probably a reason for that. He's trying to actually trigger some sort of entity. I'm thinking. Because he's making her imagine all this stuff. And this is the same one that lost her baby. So I'm guessing he's trying to trigger the entity here. Like, he's forcibly trying to make a scenario where the entity feels comfortable and she feels comfortable to, like, feel that she's in an okay place. All for the entity to become more comfortable to come out.
You see the door coming closer with each step. You can see the pink flower stickers that you put on it 2 years ago.
How do you know
and
about that? What the
wooden
fuck?
sign that reads Tiffany with the little blue bird in the corner. Step. 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 You're at your bedroom door now. You reach out your hand and grasp the doorknob and turn it. The door opens, and you can see that your room looks just like it did the last you saw it. You see the colorful quilt on your bed. You see your small white dresser with all the stickers and scuff marks, just like always. Your stuffed animals are all resting by your purple toy box. You feel comfortable. You feel safe. You are alone. You walk into your room, and that's when you can see something different that's never been there before. Tell me what you see.
It's a door next to my window.
That's right, it's a door. What does the door look like, Tiffany?
It looks black. It has weird marks on it. The wood looks weird.
Walk to the door and open it.
He knows about this. He's definitely trying to trigger an entity.
You must open the door. Good job, Tiffany. Now tell me what's on the other side of the door.
How the fuck does he know he triggered the entity? Huh? How does he... There's something deeper to all this. This doctor's...
Small room.
This doctor's leading off too much.
Somebody's in there.
This doctor's leading off too much.
You're alone.
No. There's someone here. He's facing away from me. He's standing and tall. He's very
The masked entity
Tiffany,
is back.
You are alone. Nobody else is there. Now tell me what else is in the room.
There's a TV. The screen is all fuzzy, and the tall man is watching it.
Tiffany, I want you to focus on removing the man from your mind. When I snap my fingers, he will be gone. You will be alone.
The man's shaking. His body is cracking.
Okay, Tiffany, I'm going to count down from 5. When I snap my fingers, you...
The entity felt that. No, the entity felt that. What the fuck? So, hypnosis therapy affects him. The entity either got damaged or he felt him forcibly try to remove him from that situation. And is retaliating. That is fucked. Because it means this shit works. And it also means this shit is, like, applicable. And it has an effect on these beings. I think. Because it fucking noticed. Like, let's just be honest here. It noticed what it tried to do. Because she just said, it's crackling. Like, that fucker noticed what he was trying to do. Like, he's not gonna take that sitting down. He noticed what you did.
Will return to the real world. 5. You're feeling more awake
He's
now.
turning around.
4. Everything around you is becoming
He's
hazy.
looking at me. He sees me.
3. Tiffany, you can feel the chair you're sitting in again. 2. Everything around you fades to the blackness behind you. 1. Full control of your body. 0. You're awake, Tiffany. You will return to reality now.
Gun Digest, Gun Digest, Gun Digest. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously gonna be carving up a rat? Fuck. That is so gross. This is so fucking gross. Why'd you need to carve up a rat? Fuck off. Oh, that's gross. What the fuck? That's just gross, dude. What the fuck? And you notice a frozen rat, too, because, like, it's not, like, alive. Because if it was alive, like, it would be flopping in his hand. Huh? The fuck? There's a cassette tape in the rat? Huh? Why? Who hides a cassette tape in a dead rat? Huh? That's the world's smallest cassette, too. What the fuck? This is the cult, I'm guessing.
You must have questions regarding who I am, how I located you, and what reason I am contacting you. I would be answering any of those questions, but I will be clear in due time. For now, I am simply offering you information. You can take it or leave it. It's impressive you remained alive for this long. But then again, you've gone to great lengths in the past in order to survive, haven't you? I'm going to tell you a story, Jim. A story that you've been dying to hear.
I'll make the screen small because it's gonna scare me, isn't it? Oh, fuck. You gotta be shitting me. It's alive? It's fucking alive. It's alive all this time. I'm taking off the earpiece. Fuck that. It became an entity. She became an entity. That's fucked. That is fucked. Well, I mean that's all the episodes of the series so far. I don't know if there's gonna be more episodes on this series, but like that's everything so far that we have. So on that note, let the music back up. On that note, yeah, that's the music we've been playing. That's fucked. I'm gonna be honest here. Like that was fucked. That shit was fucked beyond belief. I did not expect that to happen. I didn't expect the rat to have a cassette tape. That's what I did not expect. Like a fucking dead ass rat in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere, having a cassette tape ready and just like with information. That is just like, how did the person know to gut the rat open to get the cassette tape? That's my bigger question. I will say this. I like what the series has done so far. It has definitely touched on a lot of topics about like what the mental psyche can create as a being. But I will say this. I don't like I don't like how this concept of like creating ghosts isn't explored more. Because I feel like this subject can be like explored more in a sense where like there's more subjects you can tackle in with this scenario. Essentially what I'm saying is that like with the ability of people's imagination creating beings that like they have zero control over or have minor control over, don't you think that this would cause like, because there's a secret society, we just found out there's a whole secret society with this too that is a part of like a ritual as well, and someone's investigating this, all of this, and has fought back and has like lived during situations where they've been hunting him down. Because we saw him survive the attack, we saw him investigate like blood marks, we saw him do like a lot of shit to like live through all this, and he's like getting close to the information, but nothing is being spilled out. So far, we're also seeing scenarios of what happens when like this like organization is able to go roam free, because they seem to have like ample ability to control these tulpas, and these tulpas having like the information to like control other beings. That's what it seems like. There doesn't seem to be an ARG connected to this, at least not in my knowledge, but if there is, comment it in the comments. I'd like to know more about it. But so far, that's going to be it for this episode of like me evaluating or like analyzing an entire footage of just scary analog horror stuff. I hope my analysis helped you out on a few things, and if you disagree with a lot of my connections, please like give me your thoughts. Say them in the comments. I want to hear about you. I want to hear how I'm wrong, or I want to hear why is it that sometimes these thought beings can't be like created, but they can be harvested in some capacity. Like, I want to know more from you. So if you have any thoughts, if you have any discussions, please bring them out. I'd like to hear them. Please, like, just speak them out. I want to hear your thoughts on this. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this. I want to hear more about your thoughts. I'm curious about it. I'm very curious about it. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.